He is the youngest top earner in the industry of network marketing. He's all the way from the West Coast, and he has some information to impart into you. And I'm just so honored and so proud that he is the first speaker. Just look at him, listen to him. You know, he's going to inspire you to believe that if he can do it, then you can do it. I mean, age ain't nothing but a number. And as Bishop McCarter said, next level, next devil, but I'm ready.
I know that's right.
Next level, next devil, but I'm ready. So y'all give it up for my brother, my friend, top income earner, global, Mr. Darryl.
I'm going to follow up with that. So look, I got 10 minutes. So in this 10 minutes, let me hear you guys say a shift is going to take place.
Shift is going to take place.
Never mind, all right. Okay, so first off, you know, I remember Kenny Lloyd, you know, the first time I met him, you know, one of the first questions that I asked Mr. Lloyd was, you know, how can I make $100,000 in this company? How many of you guys are interested in earning $100,000 in TLC? Oh, that was cute. Okay. How many people are interested in earning $100,000? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Well, listen, I had everything on the PowerPoint. I left my PowerPoint and my complete laptop on the airplane. So in 10 minutes, I put everything back down on my phone. But see, when it's in you, you don't have to take notes. You understand? Okay. So here we go. The first thing Mr. Lloyd said to me, when I asked him, I said, Mr. Lloyd, you know, what do I need to do to make $100,000? The first thing that he said to me was, he looked me up and down. He said, youngster, humility. I look like, you know me like that. Like, I ain't even had this conversation with you. He said, no. He said, no. Go home, look up the definition of humility, and then call me or text me, and then we'll further the conversation. So I'll save you guys the research. Humility. The quality or state of thinking you are better than other people. The quality or state of you thinking that you're better than other people, and or / acting that way. So the first thing before you can receive the blessings, before you can, you know, be a 6 or 7 figure earner, you have to understand that there's a certain level of humility that has to happen before. You have to become before you are worthy of having that type of income. So the foundation of this whole thing is humility. Now, during my process, obviously it started a little bit before Total Life Changes, but I know you guys are interested in learning how did an 18-year-old earn $109,000 his first year in network marketing, right? That was me. So, without further ado, well, before I proceed, I would like to definitely thank Miss Stormy Wellington, Mr. Kenny Lloyd, and Mr. Jack Fallon for spearhead this whole thing, because let me explain something to you guys. Before TLC, I was definitely in need of a total life change, but I was not expecting it to come in the form of total life changes. How many of you guys can identify with that? It was like, you know, I was making decent money, but I was just not in a space where I was really receptive to total life changes. In this industry, I made some decent money, but I was pretty much over the industry. But when Miss Stormy Wellington called me and said, I need you to believe one more time, that's just what I did. So there's a few principles that I always live by at the very early age. It was things that I just, you know, yesterday Miss Wellington said to me, she said, listen, I need you to be you, but more importantly, I want you to explain not what you've done over the last 12 months, explain what you've done over the last 9 years to get to this point. So, you know, my mother and my father were always very structured people, right? So everything had to be a certain way. Things had to go a certain way. So I'm going to pour in just a little bit in my 9 minutes that I probably have left of what they poured into me to create what you guys see now, okay? Foundation, write this down. The first is foundation. The second is association. The third is application. And the fourth is dedication. So the foundation, I'm sure some of you guys, parents, have probably said this to you before. If you hang around 9 bad people, you are bound to be the 10th. If you hang around 9 rich people, you are bound to be 10th. All right now. So my foundation was definitely making sure I was around the right type of people. Making sure that, I was listening to the right type of personal development. So, I don't have the time to go over everything that I did. Some of you guys have seen my training before. Number one, obviously, The Secret. At that time, when I watched The Secret, it created a paradigm shift for me. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Okay? So these are some of the books that I read early on in my career to kind of show me the route that I needed to take. Okay? Now, once your foundation is solidified, right, because you can't build a mansion on quicksand. So the basis of what you're doing has to be very clear, right? So the last part of the foundation is I knew exactly who I wanted to be and what I wanted. Some of you guys, you put out, I want to make 100,000, or I want to be in shape, but there's no clear goal on how you're going to do that. Like every day that I would wake up when I wanted to make $100,000 a year, I was telling myself that probably 10 to 15 times. And then I always would tell myself, if my team was doing what I'm doing today, how much money would I be making? So sometimes you guys have to self-check yourself. You guys will go an entire week and put maybe 2 hours into your business and wonder why you're not making the money. So always tell yourself, for the last 9 years, I always told myself, if my team was doing what I'm doing today, how much money would I be making? Does that make sense? Okay. Association, kind of the same as foundation, just a circle of influence. Just making sure you're around the right people. Mentorship. I would always seek wise counsel. I would always get around people that were better than me. When, my friends were out partying and things like that, it didn't interest me. I was getting around people like Kenny Lloyd, getting around people like Miss Stormy Wellington and Pam McCray and Shanita Foster and Candace Davis. Like, these are the people that I would surround myself around at 18 and 19. You guys understand that? But it can happen at any point. Rid yourself of negative people. There is kind of you can't really put your finger on it, but the best way that I can explain it is you won't get to the top with the same people that you thought that you would in the beginning.
That's right.
So you always have to be very mindful of who you allow in your circle.
Yes.
Because you can be going one direction and they can be pulling you another direction. And you look up in the last 10 years, they've tore you down. And so for me, I did a very, very good job at removing people, family included. That's right. Family included, away from me. If you weren't in alignment with the goals that I wanted to accomplish, then I just had to remove you. And it wasn't really a bad thing. It was just so much like, hey, you're not on the same, list as me, so I have to distance myself from you for now, and then we can revisit this after I make 100,000 or whatever the case was. So it's very, very important, and please, don't get comfortable because it's a cousin or a friend. Don't allow that comfortability or that relationship to keep you away from doing what you need to do, because sometimes distractions can come in all forms. Look, I'm getting tired of every time something goes wrong, y'all blame the devil. No, it's not always the devil. It's not. It's the people you allow around you, for real. So, I was very conscious of that. Right. It's not the enemy, it's the enemy, right?
I know that's right.
Application, right? So now I'm excited. I have the mentors, right? I'm excited. I have the know-how. I'm reading the books. I'm going to the meetings, right? And so the application. So at some point, you guys have to go. Right? A lot of us spend a lot of time getting ready to get ready. It's like I'm about to, everybody is about to.
Yeah.
Everybody's been about to since 2000, 2001, 2002, or for real, 2015. 2016 is my year. Like, let's just do it. Yeah. Most of us should have been getting ready for 2016 2 months ago. Yeah. For real. How many of you guys have your New Year's resolution written out? Not in your mind, actually written out. I know you guys do here. Give it up for that. That's huge. That's huge. Success is intentional. Success is intentional. Success is intentional. Okay. Okay, so application. So what I would do, ladies and gentlemen, in the beginning, I would take little pieces from everybody that was great, right? I would take a Stormy Wellington and say, wow, when she walks into the room, I want to walk like that, right? And then I would take things from let's just say Pam McCray, or the way she does a presentation. I like the way she does that. So here I am. I'm really a representation of someone that's standing on the shoulder of giants. I just was a perfect copycat.
Nice.
So it wasn't something that I reinvented. It was like, oh, I like how you do that. I like how Demond does that. Okay, cool. So I'm a representation of 10 different people. Yes, Lord. Okay. Dedication. This is the biggest thing. It's not going to happen overnight. I'm sorry. I'm not going to stand up here and tell you, you're gonna be a six-figure earner tomorrow. It's just not going to happen that way. However, what I will say is when you're dedicated to something, what does it matter? What does it matter if it took you 5 years to get to $100,000 a month? It's taking you 5 years to get to where you are.
That's right.
Okay. So this is so dedication, man. Doing what you need to do anyways. I remember my father, every time I would go to school, in the morning or when I would leave to go to my mom's or whatever the case is, he would say, do your best anyways. So we're going to play along here because I know there's no one in here that's been making excuses about their TLC business, right? All of us are getting out every morning and doing. So I'm going to share some of the excuses that I have, and I want you guys to repeat. I want you to repeat this after every excuse that I give you. Do your best anyways. So I know none of you guys have excuses, so these are mine. So anytime I felt like I didn't want to do the business, I would do my best anyway. So I don't have the time this week to expose 3 to 5 people a day to my business.
Anyway.
I don't feel like driving to the weekly meetings and it's $10 and I don't have a guest.
Anyway.
Because here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. When you don't need the meeting needs you. So don't just come. Don't be a user. Don't just come to the meetings when you have a guest.
Come on now.
Come anyway.
That's right.
Show up anyways.
That's right. Show up anyways.
I don't have anything to wear.
Do your best anyway.
I don't have money to pay for the auto ship.
Do your best anyway.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the principles and what I'm saying here, because Coach is eyeing me, all I'm saying here is before you guys get the how-tos, you have to understand that it's a lot of foundational work that needs to take place. It's a lot of not what you need to learn, it's a lot of what you need to let go of in order to get to the next level. All of us want to come here and say, if I could just learn the how-tos, but you guys are filled with, it's like, spraying perfume on a stinky body without getting into the shower. Some of us need to clean out the closet first and then apply. Does that make sense? Yes. So anyways, this is something I want to leave you guys with. This is something that I will repeat to myself, time in and time again. And I want you guys to repeat this with me. Today, I will do what others won't, so that I can have in the future what others don't.
What others don't.
TLC, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you.